those vertices right underneath here and add them in as well. Let's make it all uniform. And we can take a look around the mouth area and have a look at what we've actually missed and what we need to weight around the mouth as well. And that gets a little trickier going into the jaw area and making sure all these are weighted down. And I'm looking to have a tearing effect happening at this point, just because it's easier to start with a real hard weighting scenario happening instead of having everything soft weighted to begin with. And then we can use our paint weights to go in and adjust how that weighting is affecting the model. And I'm going to go in and grab whole rings and just set these up. Just quickly to get an average in there, and that's actually looking pretty good as a starting point for the skinning. So the next stage is be able to go in and start softening some of the weights and doing paint blend weights and paint weights to be able to get the rest of the jaw and be able to get the kind of shape out of the mouth we're looking for. The corners of the mouth should be pulled down more with the lower jaw, and it should be stretching the top lip down, and that's what we're looking to get. So painting the weights will just be done with the paint weight tool. I'm going to start with just the regular paint weights. I always like to, in the paint weights, turn it on to update a mouse up, just so that it speeds it up a bit, especially when I'm doing these captures. Using the hotkeys here, so for Control Shift for the size and Alt Shift for the value, and I like to take the value down really low when I'm doing the paint weights. And I'll just paint some weight into these and try and pull the jaw area in a little bit better. And really you need this whole jaw area pulling a fair bit down. You want it to pull the cheeks down, you want it to pull the whole side of the face down. Just like when you open your mouth really wide, you need it to be pulling on everything that's got to pull on. And that's one of the real tricks with facial animation. What you find is some people set up the facial animation that really doesn't move enough of the face. It doesn't have the kind of dynamic control over the skin sliding all over the face that we have in our normal face. And it never looks real. The characters start to look dead and don't really move correctly, and certainly you know, just don't get the nuances in the look of the face that you expect to get in facial animation, especially in a character like this where you've got you know, a big huge jaw and a big facial area, you know, big jowls. You want to get lots of movement, lots of pull when the jaw opens up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and I'm going to soften up all the jaw area and the neck area, so when the jaw moves it pulls on the neck a little bit and it's softer pull on it. I'm going to weight around the face. I'm going to use my paint blend weights and weight around the face as well, and just basically use all the same techniques that I did in Pt.3 on weighting characters, and then mirror the weights over. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and do that and come back and show you what the end result is. I've now finished doing a bit of the weighting around the mouth, and we seem to be getting a pretty decent opening happening. You get a nice rounded shape. Rounded in the corners probably could be used a bit more tweaking, but I want to move on with this. You can see also that the teeth and the tongue are being left behind, so what we need to do next is just simply get that parented into the system correctly. The upper teeth are going to get parented into the head bone. And the lower teeth and the tongue will get parented into our jawbone. And we should have now them moving nicely. Now immediately you can see one of the errors that's coming up, one of the problems that's arising. When the teeth open, or when the mouth opens, sorry, the teeth end up poking through the upper lip. Now this is our first case of needing corrective shapes to be able to correct some of the issues when using a jawbone. The teeth are quite close to the inside of the lip, And as the lower jaw rotates down and pulls on the upper lip, it doesn't take into account that it should be sliding over top of the surface of the teeth. So what we're going to do is we're going to create corrective shapes to be able to correct the upper lip so that it doesn't run into it. These corrective shapes are going to be needed throughout as we work with it, try and make sure that we don't get crashing of one object into another.